Okay, today we're going to be tearing down a Kubota engine. Came out of an RTV 900. Compression was pretty low and it got where it wouldn't start. So we checked the compression on it and realized it had probably been overheated. So we're going to tear it down and see exactly what happened to it. Anytime you're going to pull these injection lines off of the injection pump, I've already loosened these because I've had the control unit out of it, but you always want to make sure you've got a backup down here, because if one of these turns in your pump, it'll mess up your pump. There's our rocker shaft assembly, push rods, and this is a 3-cylinder engine. Just removing the bar for the glow plugs here. Covers the head bolts where you can't get to them. Normally we'd use a lot more care when taking an engine apart if we had to put it back together, but since we won't be putting this one back together, we can just kind of hit things. Pull our bypass hose off here. I actually have a tool for that, but the screwdriver was handy. And there's the head. Okay, normally we'd flip it over and look at the head gasket. We know the head gasket wasn't blown on this. It's more likely just a rings issue. That belt off of there before I pinch my fingers. There's the problem. Okay, I don't know how well the camera is going to pick it up, but there's some pretty good score marks there in the middle cylinder, and that's enough to make it lose enough compression not to run. Okay, we've turned the engine around to another angle here now. We're going to pull the pan off of it. knock some rods out. That pan will make a pretty good parts tray down the road. Okay, number 2 is the one that we noticed was scored up pretty good. And I see I'll have to take the suction tube off out of the way first. Okay, looks like we need a 12 point, maybe 8 millimeter. Okay, I had to get in the big boy box for that. We know maintenance wasn't a big priority for this guy, but those are surprisingly not worn that bad. Turn the crankshaft around out of the way. Get something skinny because we're working on a little engine. I don't want to hear about using the right tool for the job. You know you'd do the same. That bit of scoring and the way the rings are closed in there tells me that this was overheated. The rings are not even sticking out past the piston. You couldn't seal anything with those to save your life. I've gone ahead and checked the bore in the piston, and The scratches are not very deep. They could be just honed up, cleaned up, put some new rings on the piston and rebuild it. Now the customer for this particular engine wanted to go ahead and put a complete new engine, which is available from Kubota. It comes with a starter and an alternator and everything for a pretty reasonable price for brand new. And since he has to depend on it every day, he decided to opt for a new engine. But if you were doing this at home on your own machine, this is completely rebuildable.